Making the most of what you already have is a design choice that's good for your budget and for the earth. And it's one of my favorite decorating tricks.
So I'll transform this bare-bones kitchen into a Scandinavian-inspired bistro. And by using a few simple design tricks, I'll make the most of our homeowners' existing pieces to bring together this entire room.
Sound impossible? Just you wait. This one is going to be gorgeous.
The definition of a good kitchen is that it's functional and practical, but a great kitchen is all this and stylish too. Juliette knows about style. She's a fashion editor. She and her husband John, a financial executive, recently bought this 1911 row house. In an attempt to modernize their old and jumbled kitchen, they upgraded the countertop and backsplash, but soon realized it was going to need a lot more help.
We can't entertain in there or hang out. What do you always say about the kitchen?
It's the heart and soul of the house.
And we just kind of feel that's really been missing for months since we've moved in. We'd love to have something fresh with a bit of punch in the kitchen, part traditional, part modern, and completely cozy.
You know, we're not looking for something too crazy, but, you know, just a little bit of fun, because that's kind of who we are.
And since Juliette and John want to start a family, a home that's healthy and not harmful to the environment is important to them.
I really love that there's this huge shift to being more mindful and appreciative of what you have.
And you're not really sacrificing anything. You can go old or used and still have a bit of style in there.
So I'm guessing that we're keeping everything in this kitchen because you don't really have anything.
Yeah, we got a little stuck.
We really just want a place where we can entertain and sit and relax on this wall.
And anything else that...
Well, definitely the window, I think.
Yeah, the window definitely needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, it's a little raw.
Yeah, we want something bright and funky and graphic.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to keep? Like that fridge looks like a giant energy sucker.
No, that's ready to go.
And it doesn't match any of the other appliances. And we kind of like the traditional feel of the covers. We just don't like the color.
Yeah.
And we want to add some modern elements.
We don't want grandma's kitchen.
I think I've got your style down. I'm not going to give you your Grammy's kitchen. And I'm ready to get started. The first thing I notice as soon as I walk into this kitchen is that it is completely off balance. Everything is happening on this side of the room, and we've got nothing going on over here. Since Juliette and John want something that's colorful and graphic, I'll devote this side of the room to a Scandinavian-inspired bistro. I'll start by having Christian build a wooden grid on this wall. The square pattern will reference our floor and cabinetry and help distinguish our eating area, which will have small marble-top tables, cafe chairs, and a seating and storage bench with lots of pillows for comfort and color. And then above the bench, I want to have a shelf. It's going to have some undermount lighting, and that's going to cast an ambient light into guests when they're seated here. That lighting will complement our homeowners' existing recessed lights, and we'll finish the ceiling with a new coat of paint. The floors are in good condition. They're a nice tone of gray. I can make this work with my bistro design. The cabinets are also in great condition, and I actually like the simple panel doors that they have. I'll find cabinet knobs that match our design, and each other, and I'll have the cupboards painted, soft gray up top to lighten things up, black on the bottom to match the appliances. Speaking of the appliances, the microwave and built-in fan as well as the refrigerator are inefficient, so I'm going to replace both of them with energy-efficient appliances. The windows are just not being enhanced with these curtains. And I really want to add color and drama here so that as soon as you walk into the kitchen, your eye goes right here. Then I'll introduce bright accessories and original works of art for a warm and welcoming Scandinavian-style kitchen. Scandinavian design emphasizes simplicity and functionality. So we'll use clean, modern lines in gray and glossy black and natural fabrics in bold patterns and saturated colors. Classic bistro-style furniture will invite our homeowners to linger over their morning coffee. A unique and vibrant kitchen in keeping with this family's style, and a makeover in keeping with the environment. Jules, I need you to source the most graphic fabric that you can find. Eco cotton for the seat cushion, drapes, and pillows. Something to work with the grays, so maybe blue, maybe greens.
Okay.
And then Christian, I'm gridding the wall, so where that bench goes and the nook, because everything on the other side of that kitchen is so heavy. Nothing happening on the other side. So I gave you the plan.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a grid sort of thing. Something sort of like that, but inside.
Wider, bigger.
Yeah.
And inside.
And inside, yeah. We're gonna do a little architectural feature here that Sam designed, and well, I figured out how to build it. It's just a wooden grid. And it'll go here in the shallow recess to create a cozy eating area. Just what Sam's looking for. The grid itself will be made up of 2-foot squares. I'm using poplar. It's a very common hardwood. Reason being is it'll stand up really nicely and the finish is gonna be great. The marks on the wall tell me where I want to have the right-hand outside edge of the poplar. None of these grid lines line up with any of the real structure in here, the studs. I'm just gonna tack it in with screws. I'll be able to back that off. I know where to put the wall plugs in. The wall plugs, which I'm using on these larger vertical pieces, act as an anchor for the screws to secure this grid to the wall. For the smaller horizontal pieces, I just need wood glue and a nail gun. There we go. Just needs a little bit of wood fill in the screw holes, light sand, a little prime, and then finish paint.
And this is a great tip. I am just creating a seal so that the paint will not go under our tape. You know the old saying, make the most of what you've got? Well, it might not be the key to happiness, but it's definitely the key to this design makeover. We're pulling together this existing kitchen by introducing clean modern lines, bright colors, and bold patterns, an environmentally responsible take on a Scandinavian-style design. Christian has built a decorative grid to help bring balance to our room. Now he's working on a shelf with its own built-in lighting to add a little brightness.
Morning, Sam.
Hi, morning, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
I was just working on your shelf here. What I did is I made it fairly thick so that it can hide all the wires for the really low voltage LED lights.
Look at that.
Yeah, and the top of the shelf can be lifted off for easy access to the fixtures. And you want this painted wall color, is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Your grid's all done in there too. You want to have a look at that?
I do want to have a look at my grid.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Oh, nice job, Christian. This has been painted. Very nice light gray, and once my darker gray goes in, boom, your eye is gonna go right here and it's gonna balance out everything that's happening over here. So much better with all those cabinets gone. I can actually see the potential of this kitchen because the slate is working with the black appliances, and once we get a black fridge in, it's gonna work with the rest of the appliances. And the windows are so much better now that I can see them, and that's where I'm gonna add my major pop of color with my drapes, and your eye is gonna go right to the window, and then I'm gonna tie it all together with some pops of color on our banquette. Finding the fabric for our pillows and drapes is Julia's job, and right now she's at a store that specializes in finished products. These Mirameko prints are made using environmentally responsible processes, and they're a perfect fit for our Scandinavian-style design.
For the drapes, we want something that's really graphic or pictorial. This one here is just that. It's very graphic. It's got that modern bit of edginess to it, and it goes really well with the beautiful soft gray painted walls that we've done. The one underneath it that I've also selected has got these beautiful magnolia. I think Sam will go for this because as drapes, you want to see something that almost draws you into the room, and it's just going to actually frame out the doors in a really beautiful way. So I've picked out these other ones that also work well with it. When you're looking for a palette, you want to find some sort of repeat, and this one here, actually, the shape of the beautiful organic round flower petals is actually repeated in a modern way over here. They're accessible, they depict what's going on in nature and the world, and they just all kind of talk to one another in a really fun way.
Back at the house, my do-it-yourself project will help accentuate Christian's DIY. We are going to paint all along our gridded wall in a darker shade of gray, and then we're going to keep on painting right along the ceiling. one large band. That is going to add a ton of drama to this side of the room. It's going to visually make the room appear larger. So let's get started. The first step is to draw a straight line all along the ceiling parallel to the wall. Then we're going to use a laser line as a guide to roll our tape along. Now we have a nice clean line, and this next step will ensure we keep it that way. If I'm using a roller that's filled with paint, then that paint is going to seep underneath my painter's tape. I'm going to use a technique called dry brushing. There's actually a little bit of paint on the brush though, and this is a great tip. I am just creating a seal, so once this light coat of paint dries, all of that goopy paint won't seep under my painter's tape. Now I have a perfectly straight line and a dramatically banded wall.
Hi.
Oh, nice. What do you have for me?
All right, I've got a selection of fabrics.
These are gorgeous.
You like them?
They are so colorful and graphic. I know that John and Juliette want color. So let's go with this for the drapes.
Oh, right.
These are great pillow options. They even have a bit of purple in them.
Which inspired my next one.
Ooh.
Do you love that?
Look at that giant poppy. So why don't we make pillows out of these ones for the banquette?
Yeah, what sizes do you have in mind?
Well, because that gridded wall is so graphic and dramatic, I think that we need cushions that are at least 20 inches or 22 inches.
Okay. I found a few great handbags.
These are great for grocery shopping.
And this
Instead
one?
of plastic bags. I don't know how many groceries are going to fit into this one, Julia. But I think that it's certainly fun and pretty, and we can hang them along that wall down the stairwell.
Yeah, I
Is that where you were thinking?
That's right, yeah.
Oh.
I thought it'd be a nice way to lead your eye downstairs.
Great.
Okay, I will see you later.
The freshly spray-painted cabinets are back, the new black fridge and microwave have arrived, and the banquette seating is waiting to be unveiled. And who says a kitchen isn't the perfect spot for original art?
They all want to know what it is. They look at me, and then they look at the painting again, and they say, "Is that wax?"
Who knew it would be this easy to transform a mismatched kitchen into a Scandinavian bistro? Sometimes you just have to resist the urge to buy all new things and take a good look at what you already have.
Although our homeowners didn't fully realize it, their kitchen held great promise despite the dated cabinets and mismatched appliances. So we're revealing its potential by introducing a modern Scandinavian feel, including vibrant colors and nature-inspired patterns for a unified room with an eco-wise sensibility.
Hey,
Oh,
pretty awesome, eh?
yeah! Oh my goodness! Look at these, so glossy. The lowers I painted in a glossy black because we had these very shiny appliances and I wanted the lowers to appear seamless. Our new microwave is much more energy efficient, and this fridge is not only a better match, it's also Energy Star rated. And then the upper cabinetry, I painted it in a light gray color because I wanted some real lightness in the room. And our gray grid wall and shelf provides some much needed balance to this side of the kitchen. And then what do we have here? I got it from a big box retailer, and this is actually a television cabinet, but it's going to double as a banquette. And once I get that seat cushion in, and then those patterned drapes on the windows and some cushions, this is really gonna feel like a bistro. And speaking of bistro, check out these bistro table bases. We found them at a restaurant supply store that sells secondhand restaurant furniture. And this is gonna add a shot of black that's gonna pick up on the black in the cabinets and the appliances, and it's gonna balance out some black on this side of the room. But I also found this place that had a bunch of marble offcuts. So I've got some white and gray Carrara marble coming in here, and that'll pick up on the slate countertop and the white subway tile. And then for a touch of warmth, I'm adding in these bistro chairs with this caning. And because they're from a secondhand store, they're a good eco-wise addition. And I have some original art in mind that I'll hang around the kitchen to brighten up our bare walls. And how about the hardware?
I just started unpacking that. We got these lovely poles.
Shiny. I don't want them here. I know that that's where you'd normally put them, but I want the lowers to have the hardware here, centered.
Low like that, okay.
Yeah.
You do know that once I drill them,
That's it.
that'll be it.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
You have to be
so-
bold about your decisions.
Down low.
Yeah. Centered.
More bendy.
Hold it for me. Versus where would you put them? Wrong. Wrong.
I can't argue with you on that. And then on the drawers,
I want knobs. And the square knobs will go on all the upper cabinetry as well. I'll see you later. I'm going to get some art for the kitchen.
sounds good.
Okay.
Artist David Brown is a leading encaustic painter, which means rather than using conventional paint, David uses hot pigmented wax to create his art, a technique that dates back to the ancient Egyptians.
When people see it, they all want to know what it is, you know? And they look at it, and they look at me, and then they look at the painting again, and they say, is that wax?
But this is not the stuff of your average candle.
This wax melts in and around 250 degrees, so unless your house is on fire, it's gonna be totally fine on a wall.
Knock, knock.
Hey, Sam.
Hi, David.
I'm just working up some thumbnail sketches.
Is this your inspiration? These sort of nature-inspired images?
Yeah, all of my work is abstracted landscapes.
Right.
So I'll go to a place, and I do sketches, and I take pictures. The idea is to take the essence of the place and then try and translate it in there. So you get a feeling of the place,
Right.
a feeling of how you would feel if you were there.
I love that.
An encaustic piece is perfect for somewhere like a kitchen or even a bathroom because it's wax, so it's completely sealed.
But selecting which of his spectacular pieces to take was hard to do. In the end, I chose 3 to add discrete flashes of color and unusual texture. Because our LED lights are low voltage, they're better for your pocketbook and the environment.
Holy moly. Is this the same kitchen?
With every design challenge comes a design opportunity, and in this case, it was making the most of what the homeowners already had.
So we turned their dated and mismatched kitchen into a beautifully unified and modern room. And what was completely empty is now a vibrant Scandinavian-inspired bistro eating area with seating for family and friends.
I am amazed with our dining nook because we started out with nothing and now we have a really inviting spot and it has that Scandinavian feel, and now this feels like it's a living space. This is a place to sit back and lounge out and feel like you're sitting in a bistro.
Which is why these secondhand restaurant tables and chairs were such a find.
It's important to rethink how you use pieces. This is a television stand, and we created a banquette out of it by adding in a really thick 4-inch cushion, and now it's the perfect height. We've got storage, and it's the perfect depth for sitting.
We've used this brilliant organic fabric to create pillows, one of the quickest and easiest ways to change up your decor and finish off your design.
We took advantage of these 2 columns, which are just covering up the vents, and added architectural detail like the gridded wall and the paint. By taking that ribbon of paint all the way across the room, we've made the room appear larger, we've made the ceilings appear higher. We have lights in the shelf that cast ambient lighting into guests. It also helps to make the nook feel cozier because it's almost like you're enclosed. And then we have all the beautiful decorative books and vases up top. The drapes add a ton of color, and I know that John and Juliette wanted something that really popped, that really said wow as soon as you walked into the room. Now that we have these drapes up, which we also had blackout lines so that they'll last a really long time and the color will remain vibrant.
And lining curtains is also eco-smart because it helps to keep things cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter.
Art is something that is completely unexpected in a kitchen. It adds a layer of opulence in an otherwise utilitarian room. The cabinets turned out beautifully. They're so glossy and smooth, and the square polished chrome hardware picks up on our square tiles and our gridded wall, and it's all these little details that really help make a room sing.
Holy moly. This is the same kitchen?
This looks fantastic.
It's finally a kitchen. Now we can have people over.
Yes. I'm really happy I can hang out and have a newspaper and my cereal and bring the computer here and do work here.
Do you love it? Oh, you're sitting already. You love
I'm
it.
messing it up already. I love it. This is fantastic.
Here, you have to sit.
There's just no end to your creativity. Look
And, you
at
know,
it.
and it still feels like the original house, which is the part that I really love.
It's still the heart and soul. It's just more heart and more soul. Thank you.
Redesigning a kitchen doesn't have to mean starting over. Take a look at what you already have and then think about making the ugly more beautiful. That's how I turned this kitchen from a dated design jumble into a fresh, modern, Scandinavian-style bistro.